So you came back. Nice to see you. Good to see you back. I'm sorry, I took a little bit longer than I wanted to do an episode 2. I meant to do it last week. Didn't quite get around to it. I did some free run. Meant to come back another day to do it, but just a lot of stuff kind of ended up happening. But here we are. Back with episode 2 of Arcane here up and ready to go. I'm really excited for this, man. I've been basically thinking about the show like daily, just about I don't know how cool it is, how cool the characters are, you know. I'm excited to get back into it. It has been, like I said, at least a week since I watched episode 1. I think I'm good on the characters, at least the main ones. We got Vi, Powder, Vander, Milo, Tiger. Is that even his name? Tiger? And Echo, the little boy. I got those. I did a little bit of research just to be sure I got those. I did some studying. But if I do miss anyone else, I apologize. Yeah, that's it. So I think I'm just going to hop right into it. Not waste too much time. So let's go.
Aren't you afraid?
A little danger is worth the risk, don't you think?
Is this,
That's your parents' money you're dropping.
Oh, is this the engineer that couldn't get in? Yep, the chair going up against the door.
Someone in there?
Oh God, maybe back up, buddy. Ooh. Damn. Did he get a... Okay, no, he's good. I was gonna say, I thought like the framing made it look like he got like impaled or something, you know? That would have been very, very unfortunate. Jake is his name. Oh? Damn, bro. What's the word I'm looking for? The transitions in the show is one thing I didn't mention, but they do a good job of like the flow of the show, you know? It's not just random jump cuts. Sometimes, I'm just saying sometimes, when they do transitions like someone falling and then into a dream, sometimes it comes off as cringy. Maybe that's just me. But, I mean, with this show, it just suits it, man. Like, bro got blown up. I'd be daydreaming too. But I mean, what is bro doing? Why are you... Like, where? Is an assassin coming to help him out? Brotherhood just hanging around here? Okay. Well, shit, bro. You don't gotta go... Didn't have to go that hard with it, bro. Could have told us what was going on, bro. Bro, are we in space? Bro. It did not have to go that hard. My brother. Whoever that mage was, bro, he's a showman. He knew, like, he's like, no, I gotta blow this kid's mind real quick. I'm just gonna show him the world literally in my hand. I don't know if that was a power move or what, but damn, if that's how the magic, and I'm guessing it's magic, maybe it's more like borderline science, because it seemed like the guy was holding, it didn't even look like one of the rocks that Powder took, the one that just caused the explosion that just knocked him the hell out. It looked similar, the thing he had in his hand, but it was shaped like a tear, sort of, so maybe it was just like a fragment of one. So maybe they use that as a source of power for this type of magic stuff, so maybe it's kind of like more of a science-y magic type. It's based off, you know, an actual logical system, that sort of thing. If that's how most of it's gonna look, the magic and the use of the shit in this show, that's badass, bro. They held nothing back there. They just blew our minds, like, without the bat with the first spell they used. Okay, it has some kind of a rune on it. So, he teleported us, right? Yeah. Oh, it's not his mom? Is that his mom? Is that a girl or a guy? I apologize for mixing that up. It's just kind of difficult to tell right now. Oh. Well, shit, that was fucking cool, bro. So they're gonna try to flesh out the the other side too, the other characters, the engineers that we stole from last season, which is awesome. I like it when we have two opposing sides that are both equally fleshed out. Like some of you in the comments of last video were saying that it's not, it's obviously not black and white, right? Like both sides of the, sorry, that dog's pissing me off. I had to wait like 10 minutes for him to shut up before I even pressed the record button. So if he starts going again, I'm gonna be pissed. You guys were telling me it's not really like good guys versus bad guys. It's more each side has something they're fighting for. Neither is really the enemy. Of course, we're gonna have certain characters that are more evil than others, like whoever that guy was at the end of last episode who killed the cat, or at least helped to kill the cat, did experiments on that little rat thing. That guy's kind of a piece of shit. But I think like this guy who becomes the engineer, he does it. It seems like he's gotten into it because he was saved by one of these mages or wizards or whatever they're called in this universe, right? He looks up to them, so he wants to help them, probably by researching these stone things. But it would appear that you need, like, to write runes on them in order to control the magic, that sort of thing. Because as far as we've seen, the ones Powder has are only little balls. Probably when you use it. I don't know how you use it. I don't want to go too deep because I'm sure it might be explained, or maybe not, but I just want to say, I think it's like you have to carve into it the spell that you're going to use it for, and that's how the magic releases. The way it was released that caused the explosion, that shit just, it didn't have anything. It just hit the ground, became unstable, blew up. That's probably just what happens when it doesn't have anywhere to, like a path to take to course its way through. The rune helps that. I could be completely fucking wrong and a dumbass, but I mean, it's a cool system if that is how it goes. I like that.
There's a lot of restricted items here, and I don't see any permits. You want to
So he's in trouble.
Sent me here to ensure that anything dangerous is removed.
Okay.
According to my list, includes you. What? How
Oh.
am I dangerous? No, that's for the council to decide.
Yeah. I mean, you did whatever you were working on, just blew up like half the building, so I can't really blame him for that. But I mean, he seems like a good dude. I don't know his motivations, like why he was working on these things. If obviously the authorities didn't know about it, the proper authorities, or even, I guess, the university. I guess he's somehow connected to a university that was kind of, granting him permission to do research and stuff, just not on this whole area. But man was like, he was going past the law for some of this research, so.
The Arcane is dangerous, Jayce. A force of nature. Science cannot control it.
The Arcane, is that just the term for magic in this world, I suppose? I mean, obviously it's the title of the show, but he's saying that it cannot be controlled by science. So he's trying to so this guy, his mission is trying to figure out how to use it with science. Okay.
I am now 307 years old. All my life
Okay.
I've pursued the mysteries of science.
Got a little bit more experience on us, sure.
Admit your work was dangerous, but speak nothing of magic. Do that, and I theorize you'll get away with, how do you say, a slap on the wrist.
I'm a little bit confused just by the system. I imagine they'll explain it more. If not, if you're watching this and they don't explain it more, maybe let me know down in the comments. But it would appear that the Arcane is sort of this, the overall term for magic, and it and science are pretty strictly separated. So this is what his mission is to try to figure out how to control the Arcane with science, which probably leads to disaster, which is, what kind of the reason that his apartment blew up with those little rocks. But what I don't get is he's seen it in the past with the Arcane, I suppose, with that wizard who saved him from the snowstorm. By the way, I didn't finish that thought. Why was bro in the middle of a snowstorm? Like, where was he? Where did he come from? I hope they explain that a bit, or maybe that's other like League of Legends lore that I would need to watch on my own. I don't know. Either way, that professor character, he seems nice. He seems like he's just trying to help. I'm sorry, I didn't actually catch the guy's name. I didn't hear it when he called him that, so I apologize for that. I'm sure I'll figure it out here somewhere. I don't know. I would go back, but I just don't know if they've said it other than the one girl that, like, when he was being knocked out. It sounded like it was, like, James or Jason or something. But, yeah, the professor was just trying to help him. Told him not to mention magic when he's defending himself to the council, right? So that just makes it seem like, yeah, you're just not supposed to touch anything to do with magic or the Arcane.
Hey, if she didn't keep fixing these things, I wouldn't keep missing.
Ooh.
That was the best job we've ever done. Maybe just
Oh my god.
powder next time.
Drop it, dog. Yeah, shoot him right in the head. Oh, damn. Okay, no. Her aim is... You know what? I had genuinely been hoping she was aiming for Milo. Missed opportunity right there. Teach that for a lesson. Because he does not shut up, dude. He really just... Any chance he gets to chirp Powder, he just does it. Even after Vi, like, lit into him last episode for it. But no, she is showing him up right now. She didn't miss a single shot. Yeah. What you talking about fixing it, bro? Gotta fix yourself, man. You suck.
Give me a name.
Ooh.
You should see this.
Oh no. Yeah. It's about as well as that could have went, honestly. I mean, I respect the guy. Kind of. Oh no.
Search them.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Just happened to throw the guy right through our wall. But no, at least that guy like stood up to him. I genuinely thought he was going to give him up, but he was just, I mean, either their hatred for the top side is so strong that they just don't help them with anything, or they're just grouped together, right? They try not to betray each other because they're, you know, the same people. Even that random guy. Oh. Okay, yeah, let's get the hell out. Really? Milo has the nerve to say that Powder's the useless one? Oh. Ow, okay. Okay, who's up on Echo? Alrighty, boy. Okay.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, well, now they know our faces, though, right? So that's not great. Now we gotta hide even... We were already hiding low, but now we gotta hide lower. God damn.
Something to put Piltover on the map. What of today's trial?
His name is Jayce of House Talus.
Jayce. Okay, that's the name.
That's well, that's a child's toy.
Good.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Wealthy lady wants Jayce for something. Okay. Wants to make a name for her city that she's in charge of, or her town, or her man, or her house. I don't know.
Just protecting you kids.
I'm protecting our people. We look out for each other. It's the way it's always been.
Yeah.
The Vander I knew, the one who built the underground, wouldn't be afraid to fight.
Yeah, but people change.
You look weak.
Bitch. I mean, priorities change, man. Like, these people who just want to, like, fight, and then that's their entire plan, dude. They don't have any backup plan. They just want to bring the fight to the north, and they think that'll somehow give them the upper hand. Vander is a much more logical, smart, just overall smarter dude. Yeah, he's more cautious, but that's a good thing when you're facing opponents who are, you gotta admit, much stronger than you. They have weaponry that you just don't have access to. I mean, we don't know the extent of their resources. I imagine it's a lot bigger than the underground has. I don't know. They're all just idiots, bro. Of course, Vander, he has the kids. They think that makes him weak because he's more protecting them. They might think that's where his priorities lie rather than the underground as a whole. But he still obviously cares for them. And he wants everybody to be safe. It is interesting, though, that he's the one who they're saying he built the underground. Like, he basically put it all together, created this whole place, that sort of thing. So, I mean, he definitely, before he met the kids, he was a pretty tough dude. I don't know if he was like a mobster, a gangster, whatever, or just a crime boss. I have no clue. But he apparently was pretty badass. And he still is. I'm not saying he's not now, but...
Okay, well, Vander's gotta deal with the enforcers.
What deal?
Oh. Oh, great. One more thing for her to be pissed off at Vander about. That's awesome.
This is too kind.
I'm told it was built only for the sharpest of minds.
Oh, damn. So she's a little bit cold. She wanted to just give him a gift, and it's just a child's toy. Meanwhile, saying it's like the most complicated puzzle there ever was. I guess trying to gain his favor for this this whole ruling, probably.
No, it came to nothing.
So you're saying your study was meaningless?
It was revolutionary.
Revolutionary how?
Seeing us spill the beans about the magic thing. Oh, he's getting annoyed, man. He's like, don't talk shit.
To create magic.
Professors like this, goddamn numbskull. The one damn thing I tell him not to do, he's got to do it. The scientist's pride. That's a thing you see in a lot of content, a lot of media. Real life, too. I mean, they want respect for their research, which is fair. Probably not a smart thing to admit. If the professor tells you not to do it, don't do it, bro.
Let me prove.
Enough!
Yeah, bro said
You
enough.
don't understand what's at stake. But how can you? That's a burden that only I here carry.
What, because he's so old? Okay, hold on. Before we get into this whole flashback, he's obviously been through some stuff. We're about to hear the story of how Arcane is probably pretty damn dangerous. But this is interesting, so it's kind of revealing some stuff. First, the one girl, Caitlin, it seems that her family is the one that is like the sponsor of Jayce. So are they the ones who are funding the research of the magic? Because I remember he was telling Caitlin when they were carrying the boxes, don't spill that stuff, that's your family's money. So it would appear that maybe they're the ones paying him outside of the university, and that's why the one university like assistant was saying like, where did you get the funds and equipment for this, you know? Unless they are connected to the university, and I just don't know. It seems like it was kind of like above the table because she's obviously attending the meeting, Caitlin's mom, in order to defend him. So maybe there's nothing sketchy going on there. I'm not too sure. But Jayce, he's trying really hard to do this, and he said that he believes it is possible. Is that because he's seen it before? He saw it like with the wizard in the past, so he has fully seen it happen before? I wasn't sure if that's exactly what was going on. I didn't know if that wizard or that mage from back then did it just because like it was kind of a part of the normal process. But it would appear that he saw that, and that's what makes him like damn believe that that's why it's possible.
It corrupts, consumes, lays waste to civilizations. That cannot happen here, my boy.
Please let me speak.
I mean, is it so wrong? Okay, I don't know who this is. I'm sorry, I know I'm pausing a lot, but there's a lot I want to talk about. There's a lot of like information being pumped on this, not in a bad way. I'm actually really enjoying the sort of exposition and like education that I'm getting from this, from the world. But is it bad that I almost agree with the one saying to like banish him? Because he doesn't seem like a bad dude, but I mean, sorry, maybe he doesn't need banished, but like maybe just much more supervision, you know, more or oversight on what he works on, experiments on, because he's obviously intelligent. He was almost close to cracking it because we've seen the power that those little stones carry. But I mean, they are making some pretty good points as to why it should not be a thing. Like if the professor who is 300 years old is telling him that he's seen bad shit happen when it comes to the arcane, maybe we should, you know, not give normal people access to that sort of power. Like, if he solves it and science is capable of controlling the arcane, that could be a damn bad thing. Like, that would mean that anybody who somewhat understands the science behind it would have that level of power. Maybe not quite as strong as, like, the naturally born arcane users, but I mean, still, it's like giving somebody a weapon of mass destruction. Like, it's just as bad. It's like giving a normal person, like, a rocket launcher, basically. Like, if it can blow shit up like it did that apartment, just with one stone, imagine if people can mass produce those things.
Mother, I have a voice that matters deeply.
Oh, so it was his mom. I see the fingers, the ones that were frostbitten.
Isn't in his right mind.
Mm.
His entire life, he's chased an impossible.
Calling him crazy.
I move that Jayce be summarily expelled from the academy.
Yeah, she doesn't want him gone. She wants to use him for something. Yep, the bribe worked. I mean, that's tough. Obviously, Jayce isn't going to take that too well. And I think that's where the one lady is going to come in. She's going to offer him somewhere that he can work on this science because she wants it to make a name for herself, right?
What about it?
You don't look so concerned. I'm about to make your day.
Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. He's giving off villain vibes. Once you kill a cat, there's no coming back from that, and he is not even trying.
My own family won't help me. I'll find someone who will.
Kind of just a dick, honestly. I mean, she was... I get it. I mean, it was embarrassing for him. Jayce, he seems like an alright dude, but I think his ego is just kind of out of whack, right? He's embarrassed by everything that's going on right now. And his mom didn't help with basically telling everybody that he's crazy, that he has these dreams that, you know, aren't ever going to come to fruition, that sort of shit. It doesn't help him. It makes him feel worse. I get it. But he should just take some time to chill, bro. He's taking it all so personally. I mean, it's kind of his own fault, bro. He was experimenting with shit that he didn't fully understand. Not anyone else's fault but your own on that aspect.
Magic is far too dangerous in the wrong hands.
Yeah, taking it. Suspicious.
What? No. No, no, it'll kill me.
You see, power, real power,
Damn.
doesn't come to
They really have to animate the spit flying out of his mouth?
fastest.
Really? Letting him make the choice. See? I mean, gotta give the dude props. Not him. He's a dumbass. The actual villain, this dude. I still don't know his name. I don't think we've even heard it. He's doing better than I thought. I imagine they were just gonna like inject him with it, you know, not even asking him permission, that sort of thing. But hey, at least consent is a big deal around here. I like it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that sounds like the worst.
We're doing our best, Counselor. I assure you.
Your attitude makes me question if your best is up to the task.
Oh, we'll find them. Don't worry.
We've conducted exhaustive interrogations. Frozen commerce for half the district. With all due respect, Counselor, don't you think we've pushed them hard enough?
Find the Undercity upside down if you have to. Just find them.
Yeah, I don't like it. Grayson, she seems cool, man, but whoever this other dude is it Marcus? Is that the same guy that was just meeting with the one-eyed dude, the villain-looking dude, the evil dude? He's the same guy, right? It was hard to tell with the mask on. He had the gas mask, but yeah, it seems like he's much more like he is hateful of the underworld, the underneath. So I feel like something's going to happen to Grayson, man. Maybe they'll kick her out of power. Like, there's already been some counselors saying that obviously aren't happy with her performance, and she's trying to convince them, like, hey, maybe we're going too hard, man. Like, they obviously, it's only going to get worse if we keep pushing them, which is the logical conclusion. Like, nothing good can come from taking these innocent people and beating the shit out of them until they tell you what they've already told you, that they don't know anything, you know? So, I mean, obviously, I think if, what's his name, Marcus gets put in charge, everybody's screwed. Everybody's screwed.
What can I get you?
4 sump rats will do.
Oh, they know.
Search the place.
The guy told him. I didn't know he knew that they... Oh, yeah, because he knew they were connected to Vander, right? Really? Bro didn't look under the bed? Oh, okay, I was going to say, that's the most obvious spot, but they proved me wrong.
It'd be a shame if I had to put them on again. Cast iron.
Oh, God, his gloves ready to go.
It's hard to clean.
Ooh, cold. Hard to clean. That's all you are, bro. You just be a mess. No. Powder. Oh, no. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. We don't need anything else for Milo to bitch about in the future. Why did they put the small... Did they put her in, like, the worst spot? It looked like Milo and them were at least, like, kind of sitting. Why do they have her hanging like that? Yeah. Good. Yep. You thought you were top shit, right? Go back to your buddy, complain.
You're just a small man in a little hole the world forgot to bury. And I'm gonna bury the lot of you.
What a... Damn. Bro is fully, like, classist about it. Straight up, like, I knew he was hateful, but he actually legitimately seems to loathe everybody that has anything to do down here. He's straight up saying any money, any single coin that is from this underworld that passes through it just blood all over it, you know? And he's calling everybody, he's telling them they're like small people in a hole. I think he's just kind of like, he's taking his own experience and trying to make himself big enough that he doesn't feel so shitty. Because honestly, if you look at him, he's just some random cop. Like, he might be a little bit higher up in the enforcer authority, the pyramid scheme, whatever the fuck it is. But he's obviously just some random dude wants to make a name for himself by finding the kids without Grayson's help. Don't think I didn't notice. He didn't bring Grayson with. Probably didn't let her in on what he was doing. Such a tool, bro. Such a piece of shit.
We need to fight back. And if you won't
I will.
So dumb,
This
bro.
kind of talk before.
That my place is down there. I want Powder to have more than that, and I'm willing to fight for it.
Okay. She's more looking out for Powder, or at least that's the excuse she's using for, wanting to take her anger out, which is, I mean, that's respectable if she is actually doing it for Powder's sake. She just wants her to have a better life. I think I talked about it last episode of how obviously Vi kind of got the worst of it because she was old enough to kind of understand more what was going on when all that tragedy happened to them. So I get it. I get why she hates them so much, but she's not really using logic in this situation.
I led us across this bridge, thinking things could change. If I hadn't, your parents would still be alive.
Oh.
I know, but who are you willing to lose? Milo? Clagger? Powder?
Yeah, not thinking about the repercussions of it. She's only seeing red, right?
The enforcers will come back.
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I can understand Vi's situation. She wants to do something, but Vander makes sense, right? That's the worst part is she knows he's making sense. She doesn't want to lose Powder. She doesn't want to lose any of her friends because of her recklessness. If anybody knows that, then it's Vander. Because I didn't even know. I didn't know he was the one that started whatever revolution that got her parents killed. Like he was the one that led it. They tried to fight back against the enforcers and shit, and then that's what led them to being so like brutally attacked like that. I assumed it was just some raid or something that they got caught up in. But Vander is actually technically to blame for it. So that's rough. That's rough. I'm not going to say like it's 100% his fault. He has obviously learned from his mistakes and gotten smarter for it. He's more cautious. He doesn't want to jump into danger just because they're unhappy, right? Just because you're not happy with how something goes doesn't mean you can just fight and expect to win. Like you got to actually plan shit out. But Vi, I feel like she's kind of one of those characters where you can explain something to her over and over, but she's still going to go right back to that anger, man. She's going to go right back to that violence. What? Bruce better kill himself? He's just done?
Am I interrupting?
Oh, yeah, the guy with the journal.
What the hell's your problem?
But only because you signed your notes. Every page, I might add. A little egotistical, don't you think?
Yeah, exactly. Egotistical. Matches him perfectly.
It's not a theory. I saw with my own eyes what magic can do. The lives it could save.
Poor cripple from the Undercity.
Mm-hmm.
I was an outsider the moment I stepped foot in Piltover.
Yeah, he wants to make a name for himself too, I guess.
I want to help you complete your research.
No one thinks it can be done.
When you're going to change the world, don't ask for permission.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of nice of him. I like it.
It's Victor.
Going into the last drop. Do you have any idea what you've done?
I was getting results. You are the
Obviously not, bro. Didn't get shit done. Okay, jamming. I don't know if I can play this part for YouTube. Shit, I might have to mute it. That sucks, but... Okay, I don't really get why is she depressed right now? What was that? Better be juice, bro. Who are they breaking into right now? Oh, is this Vi? No, these are enforcers, right? Oh, no, it is. Okay, I thought it was her grunts. I recognized it. But what did... Benzos. What's Benzos again? Oh. Is she giving herself up? Oh. Okay, interesting. Was she planning on giving herself up, like, so that nobody else would get hurt? Because she looked a little upset when she saw that Vander didn't have any sort of plan about how to solve this situation. Like, she was probably hoping that he had something up his sleeve to work on. But maybe when she realized that he was also at a loss, she thought the only thing she could do was give herself up. so that they stopped looking for, her friends so that they didn't have to suffer as well. That's noble because she wants to take the blame and she wants to be the only one. She was the leader, right? She was the one in charge who chose to do the job. It makes sense that she would feel the need to be the one to hand herself in. I don't know if it was the enforcers, though. When they opened the door, it looked like she was a little bit more surprised. So I'm wondering if it was someone else who came first to see her, and maybe she's not going to give herself up. I hope so. I don't know if Powder knew what her plan was because she had given her the toy. Was that the same bunny that had been stuck in the lines up top? Maybe that was just her way of saying goodbye to Powder. She wanted to give her her favorite toy from when she was a kid, right? Has something to remember her by. Okay, that honestly gives me a little bit more respect for Vi. I mean, I didn't disrespect her, but I never really thought that she would be one to just hand herself over to the enforcers. I felt like she hated them so much she would just never do that. But that's respectable. I kind of dig that part of her that wanted to do that, even if it doesn't quite work out. If it's not, maybe because it looked like Vander kind of realized, so maybe he chased her down first, try to get her out of it, Either way, whatever happens there, I mean, the relationship between Vi and Vander is definitely it's intriguing. I'm kind of surprised that Vi doesn't hold any grudge against Vander for her parents. I guess she kind of knows that it's not really his fault. She just ended up putting all the blame on the enforcers anyway, which, I mean, is probably better. Like, there is certainly a little bit of blame that has to go towards Vander, but he just wanted the best for his people. He was younger, he was dumber, he thought he could change something just by fighting it. He knows now that that's not the case. He learned his lesson. I like that there's not some silly relationship drama between them because of it. And maybe there is. I mean, it seems like Vi kind of questions him a lot. Maybe doesn't have, I don't know, it's hard to say. She has respect for him, but maybe she's just, she seems to disagree with him a lot on a lot of stuff. But she also does get talked into it, so. But their dynamic is cool. I like that they they do have a mutual respect to each other. Like, Vander's not treating her like a child all the time. She's not just like, oh, you don't understand me, old man, get away from me, that sort of thing. They actually listen to each other and try to understand each other. It's a nice, father-daughter relationship. Even though they're obviously not actually father and daughter, they just have that much they vibe with each other that much. The rest of the episode was good, learning about Jayce and his whole research of wanting to control magic with science is interesting. I'm a little bit confused. I thought that's what happened at the beginning of the episode, because the one mage that had saved him and his mom from the snowstorm, it looked like he had been using a rock. And I thought maybe that was him using science. The one that he gave to him that Jayce now has in his bracelet. Maybe that was just normal magic, though? Not too sure, because he never mentioned, oh, I've seen it happen. He always said, oh, I believe it is possible. He never straight up told anybody, I've seen it happen before when I was a kid. So maybe it's a slightly different thing. Maybe that event just gave him so much respect for magic and the arcane in itself. He's seen the good that it can do, and he wanted more people to be capable of that good. He wanted himself to be capable of that. Because if he can figure out how to use science to use magic, he can use magic to save people and help people the way that the mages had helped him when he was younger. But he's kind of going about it a little bit naive because he's thinking only in the good. I kind of wish that some of the stuff that professors had said had stuck with him more about how it can be used for pretty bad shit. Like, the professor was straight up saying he's seen it destroy cities, basically. And it can probably do a lot worse than that if someone really powerful came along. And it seemed like basically the overall consensus among the counselors was Arcane, the magic, not good. Not a good thing. It is a curse, is what the one said. He said his species almost went extinct because of it. So definitely you need to think about it a bit more before you start trying to mass produce the possibility of people being able to use magic, right? So Jayce, he seems all right. A little bit questionable, the methods that he's using to try to do this. I like that he has kind of positivity in mind, but it's also you should think about the repercussions of it. Everybody, they're just not thinking about the repercussions. That's how everyone gets into these situations in the first place, right? Vi, she wasn't really thinking about what would happen to her friends if they fought, to her sister. And Jayce, he's not thinking about what could happen to everybody if magic is all of a sudden capable to be used by everybody, So just a lot of people being naive being, a little bit dumb, a little bit stupid. I mean, Vi, she is still a teenager. You can get it. And Jayce is young, but he's 24. He's my age. And if I saw myself doing that, I'd at least hope I would be able to understand. Like, I feel like I'm at least old enough to know, like, hey, that's a little bit stupid. Like, there's not really anything, like, it's not a 100% chance that it's only going to be used for good, right? There's no guarantee. So that whole situation is complicated. Vi, obviously the enforcer stuff. What else was going on? The whole Grayson and Marcus dynamic that's happening. I can sort of, if we're going by tropes, I could imagine that maybe Grayson will sort of lose her position in the enforcers, or maybe she'll straight up die. I don't know. Maybe people will find out she has a deal with them, and people like Marcus, those and the council, maybe they won't appreciate that. Maybe they don't want to have any sort of deal. They just don't want to treat the Underworlders like they're, worthy of any respect, that sort of thing. So maybe she might get kicked out of the Enforcers. Maybe the worst could happen, be imprisoned because of it. But I feel like Marcus could be put in charge, and he seems like the worst person to put in charge because he just hates everybody, man. I talked about it enough, but he just seems like an ass. Doesn't even bother to try to understand that, like, our people. He doesn't want to get to know any of them. He just sees them all as evil criminals, and that's all he's ever going to see them as. And he doesn't mind going around Grayson, who I think Grayson is probably above her. Like, she is probably his superior, but he still went around her in order to try to catch the people, and he did it in a terrible way, probably because going to what's the bar called, The Last Drop? Going there is probably a pretty big no-no. Even when Vander and Grayson met up last episode, it was at, was it Benzo's? Is that the name of the guy who was engineering? Is that the same place? Either way, it wasn't at the bar, which is probably, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, it's sort of the headquarters of the underworld. Even though they have a deal with Grayson, they probably don't want her coming around there too much because everyone would see it. Everyone would be like, what the fuck? I think Vander's deal with them is sort of a secret anyway, so that would just explode the whole thing, right? So yeah, a lot of shit shows going on this episode. And I guess the only other thing was the guy turning into the monster, Tate drinking the serum. So I'm surprised we didn't see that at all this episode. Probably next episode he'll come back into play. I don't know what he wants to use the guy for. I mean, it seems like he tried to help out Marcus the Enforcer. So I don't know if he's kind of on their side. I feel like he's playing his own game. I don't know, whatever. It was something about Vander. I think he didn't like Vander. I think he himself wanted the stones, right? The ones that Powder has. And that's why he had originally sent the kid to go, like, watch the kids, find out where they go with the stones. He just wants access to that. He probably knows how powerful it is, and that's what he's after. Maybe he wanted Marcus to, like, confiscate them, and then he was going to send this kid to go attack Marcus and take the stones, just so that they were, like, more out in the open. He knew where they were. Hard to say. I'm not too sure yet, but yeah, that whole thing, I mean, the kid turning into a monster, probably not the smartest play to choose to do that to yourself, but kind of too late now. I imagine there's no antidote for it, so I don't think anything's going to be going too good for that kid anymore. It's unfortunate. I mean, he's pretty young. I think he was just given the wrong role models to hang around, right? These guys, obviously, they're not very stable people. They seem like they're leaders of a bunch of criminals, and it's probably just some sort of little society that they take care of each other, Felt he needed to do it for them. He owed it to them. Dumb play, bro. Dumb play. Should have just ran. Anyway, I mean, great episode, man. I don't want to make the outro too long. I had a blast with it. I'm looking forward to the next episode because you were letting me know in the comments that it's sort of, I think every 3 episodes is its own arc. It's a 3-act structure. It's episode 1 to 3, first arc, 4 to 6, second arc, 7 to 9, third arc, right? Something like that. So each one has their sort of own story going on. So I'm looking forward to the conclusion and probably the inevitable cliffhanger of next episode. But I mean, they're doing a great job, man. The art style, of course, was still as magnificent as ever. The magic in the intro, showing how the magic actually looks when someone's using it, that shit was nuts, bro. I mean, you saw the world in the dude's hand. Everything was spinning. Just the runes flying all over the place. It was cool. And of course, the character development and stuff, just like getting to know the characters more was really nice. Vander and Vi, I feel like I have more respect for their relationship. Powder, she was sort of on the back burner a little bit, which is all right, because I know she's sort of the protagonist, or at least a protagonist in this show. I imagine this first arc is more towards Vi. I feel like they're more focusing on Vi as a character. I imagine Powder will be more the second act, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think that's it, though, because my throat, I've been talking for a long time. My throat is starting to hurt. I think that's it, though. If there's anything I missed, let me know down in the comments if you want to hear my thoughts on it. I do have a Patreon link in the description, gives you early access to the videos, and helps to support me a little bit more, which is highly appreciated. Obviously, like the video. If you're still here, please throw a like on the video. Helps it to get out there a little bit more. And that's it. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.